Hello again. As I said in my live reaction, I wasn't planning to do a review on this chapter since it was my first live reaction. But the chapter, in my opinion, was amazing. Really, we had so much information given to us in 17 pages that it's mind blowing in my opinion. And in order to be able to do this review, I had to make actually a full paper of notes in order to know what to talk about and where to start. I'm lost of words. Probably a good place to start is the flashback as chapter starting. I really like the idea of Luffy having a unique observation haki, being able to sense the emotions of the living things around him. I really like that because if it has been a perfect copy of the Katakuri's ability to just see in the future a few seconds ahead, it would have been a little bit like oversimplified. Just okay, he has this ability, it's super strong, so let's make the same ability having basically absorbing it by Luffy while he was fighting Katakuri. So I really enjoyed that, and this actually brings me back to Mihawk's comment in Marineford, where he said that Luffy has his strongest power is that he's able to bring the people around him to trust him and to fight for him. So I think that this special ability about the Luffy's observation haki is related to that power, because he understands how people feel and he can get close to them really fast. So it's really interesting how this whole setup has been played out, and it's really interesting if actually Oda has meant to do it like that. That he had the connection in his head with Mihawk's comment about Luffy's special power, and this now having Riley stating that Luffy has this special power as well. But this also that the power that Luffy has the ability to sense the feelings of the living things around him is quite interesting as well in this current arc as well, because all the children, or not all the children, but mainly the children who has been shown as the main characters for Big Mom Pirates, has shown to be somehow represented as monsters, and they have been hated by their relatives and so on. So can we actually assume that Luffy knows how Katakuri is feeling at the moment, and is that the reason why Katakuri is getting to be kind of like softer on Luffy, not by physically withdrawing his power, but he's not doing everything in his power to just stop him while he was in his weaker state before. So I think it's really interesting that Luffy probably knows how Katakuri feels right now, and this probably is related as well to the bubble where Luffy is kind of like about to ask him something, and Katakuri interrupts him and tell him even before Luffy finished his sentence, I already answered your question. So it's really interesting what kind of question he has been asking. Is it like, would you join my crew? Maybe it's maybe I just really don't know what to think about that. It's just the whole fighting scene between Luffy and Katakuri will be really good, I think, when the animation catch up to this moment. Lately the animation has been good and the fighting scenes has been good, so I hope they make this right, because there are some really awesome panels. Second thing that I want to talk about is actually the armament haki from Katakuri and Luffy. We have seen Katakuri using some technique called grilled mochi, and we see how his arm just flies off his joint and catches fire around the fist. So this really seems like it's equivalent to Luffy's Red Hawk. And with that, I think Oda confirmed that with haki, you're able to manipulate or create elemental powers. It just has no other explanation. Every time when we have seen that two similar level of hakis collide with each other, there's some lightnings appearing as well. So I really am drawn towards that direction, that Oda already, with this new panel, he confirmed that haki is able to produce or manipulate elemental power. That being said, third thing that I want to talk about is actually Sanji. We have seen that Sanji took left ahead of everybody else with together with Pudding on her carpet, and apparently he is going towards Cacao Island in order to be there first and prepare the ground for Luffy, because he probably can assume that it won't be easy to take down Katakuri. So after he finishes that fight, he won't have any power left. So he's going there to save him. But there are a massive force around that single mirror. And not like there's not some fodder characters, because we see that former Sweet Commander Snack is there, and we see him for first time, and his bounty is 600 million berries. It's I think the whole setup that there are so many enemies and that Sanji needs to go first and spearhead basically the whole defense or the whole rescue mission is really cool. Also seems like he is trying to return the favor that everybody tried to come and rescue him, and now he has to save his captain. I really like that reverse positioning that Oda is using here. And my prediction here is that actually Sanji will fight Snack, and I have a reason for that. When they were making comments that there were less than 10 people or maximum 10 people expected to arrive in this island, Snack made a comment saying, "Word generation, huh?" So, and the thing that he said to be a former Sweet Commander, so that means that he lost his position when he was defeated from Mad Monk Urok. So I think that he will want revenge on the worst generation pirates. And what better opportunity to regain his trust in the family by bringing the Luffy's head. And in that point, when Luffy comes out, he will be really with no power, and it will be perfect opportunity for Snack to just take advantage of that. And when Sanji said that he's definitely going to save his captain, this brings me that there will be a collision in that point, and Sanji will have to protect Luffy from Snack and Owen together. I don't want to get like overhyped that Sanji might need to fight multiple enemies at the same time, especially being one of them Snack, a former Sweet Commander, and Owen, like one of the elder sons. But I think that Oda is trying to set up Sanji to get his moment right now, because I think he wants to put him on equal ground with the worst generation. And what better way to do that than putting him in a fight where it was said that a pirate from the worst generation has already defeated this commander. So if Sanji is able to defeat this commander plus somebody who has been assisting him, like Owen, for example, this will put Sanji on the equal grounds with the worst generation. And I think we will see finally Sanji fighting a serious fight after the training. And honestly, I can't wait for that, because Sanji is actually one of my favorite characters, and I don't go crazy hype situation where I start assuming that Sanji is the greatest pirate in the world or something. But I really like him, so I really hope that he gets a proper fight this arc and soon. And yeah, one more thing. Smoothie. She finally did something. She's failing again because apparently Nami and Jinbei are just awesome new combo in Straw Hat Pirates, and they're able to evade all their attacks. But her size is just huge. That is really interesting how she was able to actually grow in that size. And I was thinking that she has some kind of like power that just let her squeeze out of the juice out of people. But when I think about it, in order to apply your devil fruit to your surroundings or to other people, excuse me, you need to have your devil fruit actually awaken. So I think that Smoothie's devil fruit is already awakened, and I think maybe she has a devil fruit related to sponge, like that she can absorb moisture from around her, and especially being in the sea, there is a lot of moisture. So if she's able to absorb that, she can expand like a sponge. So, and being a sponge woman, I would say, maybe she's also able to apply that to the people around her if her devil fruit is awakened. So that's how she's able to extract the liquid from the people. It's just a pure guess. Maybe it sounds stupid, maybe not, but who knows? And yeah, of course, the last thing and probably the most exciting thing in the whole chapter was Luffy's new form, and that we were hinted about it. It's like Snake Man. I have heard like Speed Man or whatever. It's like, but nobody in my or at least I haven't seen anybody talking about it. It could be a Snake Man. And when I heard that, the first thing that I noticed in when he was transforming in this Gear 4, his eyes were different or are different. We get first the swirling parts in around, below his eyes, and then on the sides the sides are really sharp, like it's familiar. It's similar to how the snake head is. It's like staying like that, and this kind of like shape in the end of the eyes really reminds me of that. But before continuing with that, I would like to take a moment to appreciate the godly foreshadowing from Oda. This has been hinted in one of the cover spreads. There's a cover spread where Luffy is with Chopper and if I'm not mistaken, with Robin and some animals around them, and we can see that just next to Luffy is a huge snake, which is kind of like in the position of attacking with open mouth, and then Luffy right next to the head, right next to the snake with a spear in hand. And the interesting detail in here is that Luffy's wearing a tie, blue and white striped tie, and the snake next to him is wearing, or it was the opposite way around, I think. Luffy was wearing a red and white tie, and the snake was wearing a blue and white tie. But there's a small part on the tie. I don't know if that's just a fail in the scanning of the picture or something, but it seems like there is a red element in the tie. And with both wearing the ties, this really saying, okay, the snake is actually representing Luffy. And when I was checking the cover spreads latest, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and I'm really lucky that today was actually this new form was released and just made so much sense for this cover spread. But this is not all, because first thing when I think about Snake Man is fighting style, kung fu fighting style. This is the first thing that appears in my mind. And when I think about it more, it's Luffy's, when he's in gear 4, he's having his palm open and one of his fists like withdrawn back. So what is typical for the snake fighting style in kung fu is that you're holding your hand actually closed, and you're imitating a head of a snake, how she attacks like really fast with fast movement. And also another thing which is really specific for this fighting style is speed and attacks from unexpected angles, which really fits actually what needs to be done against Katakuri. If you need to overcome his master level of observation haki, and he's him seeing the future, everybody was talking that you need basically a big amount of speed in your attacks. So maybe that is actually his new fighting style with a really like fast and precise attacks from unimaginable angles or something. And also another thing which is really critical about this fighting style is actually your that you need to have a really good core muscles in order to be able to react and fast reactions like in and out like a snake, because the whole body of the snake is actually muscle. It's a huge muscle. So what I'm expecting here is actually to see Luffy with his hands covered in like up to probably his elbow or something, covered in armament haki, and then his core body, like his core muscles like chest and six pack to be covered in armament haki, so he can go in and out really fast, and probably with his extension being rubber, he can move even like with a great length with great speed at the same time. Yeah, it's just it has been really amazing chapter. I haven't had so much fun reading any of the chapters until now in Whole Cake Islands. I'm not saying it was bad arc. I think it's a really good arc in my opinion, but this chapter was just like just mind blowing. I just hope the next chapter is on the same level and we're gonna see what actually the Snake Man is. So I'll be waiting for that. Oh, I just forgot something. Yeah, I was talking about the spear in the cover spread, right? And the fighting style, the snake fighting style, is actually a fighting style which utilizes the use of weapons. So from the cover spread, when we see Luffy with a spear, could we actually see Luffy using Katakuri's trident against Katakuri while he's in this snake form? It will be really interesting if we actually see Luffy using weapon, because we have never seen anything like that until now. And it would be kind of like a cool souvenir if Luffy just take the trident with him after his fight. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I personally think it's a cool idea just to give Luffy a weapon from time to time. So after I said that, I have completed my review and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.